Hollywood Bets Durban July week officially kicks off here. Welcome everybody to Betway's Weighted to Win. On this Tuesday morning, we're doing the Wednesday meeting out in Gqeberha on Tuesday. So a 24-hour look ahead. Nino Podesta is chomping at the bit to share some of the information with us as we charge into the big weekend to come. You are, of course, reminded about our QR code to open your Betway account. Hopefully you've already done so by now, that you're part of the WhatsApp group and that you're communicating. And of course, with regards to the big event, don't forget that there's a 15 million rand pick six pool to come, or so they say, and a 10 million rand quartet pool. So there's quite a lot happening. Because it's a World Pool Day, just bear in mind that when it does come to World Pool races with a specific reference to the Hollywood Bets Durban July, when you bet a horse a place on the tote, in this case, in terms of World Pool rules, that only up to 3 places apply, but it's a huge pool and you get a very good dividend. All right, Nino, good morning. Tell me about the Fairview meet on Wednesday, 8 races on the poly. What's it look like?
Good morning, Clyde. Yeah, a very competitive card, Clyde. And I think all the exotics are going to pay big money, but very, very competitive.
All right, let's take us through the first then. Tell us what we need to do. It's buy pot time. Remember, we need to put some money in the bank now. We can't go to Durban without money, Nino.
Yes, Clyde, and we're going to try our best, but we still got the Friday turf meeting to come at P. So we've got another chance there to put money in the bank. All
right, take us through the buy pot, Nino.
Well, first of all, you got to know that Richard Fourie won't be riding tomorrow. So the Golden Grey, Andrew Fortune takes up the responsibility, and I believe this is a horse to beat. Look, he's been very disappointing, and I'm sure even the owner, Robert Bloomberg, will be pulling his grey hairs out with this horse. But surely in this field, he has to be the right one, and if he doesn't win, I'm sure he'll run second. So we're going to bank a Golden Grey in the buy pot.
No, I don't think Robert Bloomberg's got any grey hair. I don't think he's got any hair, to be honest. The last time I saw him, I see Andrew Fortune's picked up a lot of rides on the day, so make a note of it. Thanks for the update there with regards to Richard Fourie not riding at the meeting. And where things are at the moment in terms of the Jockey's Championship, well, it's exciting. I see Gavin Larina's now hit the front. So there's a look at the buy pot as it stands, 144 Rand per. Okay, I just spoke to Gavin Larina and he said to me that, he'll be attending or participating in some of the Gqeberha meetings during the month of July. As we speak this morning, is in front of that jockey's log, so I'm sure he'll take up every opportunity for those out there listening in Gqeberha. If you need a jockey, Gavin Larina's put his hand up for some decent rides. Now, and it's exciting because Craig Zaki's in there, Richard Fourie's in there. It's a very good championship. And I would imagine, as we go into the first leg of the place accumulator, Nino, that in terms of the apprenticeship, or that title anyway, I know Trent Mayer was sidelined for a bit, so a bit of a pity for him. But it looks like Brevin Plaatjes, who now claims 1.5, is now well on his way too.
Well, I think he claims 2.5, Clyde.
It's dropped no more.
140 win.
Yeah, he claims he drops to 1.5. He rode his 40th winner last week.
So 1.5, yeah, but he's far clear of Trent Mayer with a month to go, and he's priced up at 2 to 10 in the betting. So you know what? I think I don't think they're going to catch him. I think he'll be crowned champion happy.
Okay, well, let's see how that all plays out. What are you doing here? Midnight music or just for you?
I'm putting both in. I do like midnight music. That's my clear first tentative selection. The last, his poly runs have been good. Not a bad run last time behind Lozolo on the 1400 on the turf track. And I think from a 2-draw, going the 1600, bred for the distance, I think he's the horse to beat. I do make the only danger number 4 just for you. So I'm putting both in the buy pot, Clyde. The next horse I would look at would be number 6, Winter's Dragon. And Fantasy Girl has been very disappointing. So, yeah, 1 and 4 for me, Clyde.
Okay, that sounds good. I see later on you've got a couple of bankers for us there, Nino. So in the place accumulators, like I think it's Green Ochre that you're bankering. And I see you also bankering, is it the 9? Is it Bretty? Is the other banker?
Yes, Bretty is the other banker. Very competitive race that is. But in the PA, I think she should run in the first 3.
Okay, great. Thanks, Nino. There's the 240 Rand perm, everybody. So whilst we're doing the show Tuesday morning, just by the way, for this Wednesday meeting tomorrow, the news that's come through that See It Again has been taken out of the Hollywood Bets Durban July. That's not going to run, unfortunately. And sorry to Mace Roberts and the team and all the connections there. It does give litigation, however, an opportunity. I spoke to trainer Sean Terry and he's quite excited. I think he's put Grant van Niekerk on. And they look forward to participating in the big one on the weekend to come. Pick 6 time now here in Quebec in the third race. Just a reminder about World Pool rules with regards to Saturday's meeting when it comes to Hollywood Bets Gravel, any World Pool races. If you are betting on placed horses, only the first, second and third horses apply. So with particular reference to the July itself, when you have a place bet first, second or third, but the pools are humongous. So you get that right, you get a good dividend. Pick 6 time. Chad Little's on this horse, Notorix, Nino at 28 to 10. 6 Cruisador is the second choice. It's priced up at 7 to 2 and it's 4 to 1 about Wordsworth. Are we going deep or how are you looking?
Yeah, well, I'm not doing the pick 6, Clyde, because it's way too difficult and it's going to cost an absolute fortune. But before we get to my selections, there's a horse here that comes from Joburg and it's owned by G.A. Basil. Is that any family of yours?
Yes.
Can you give us some confidence here?
I wouldn't know. Unfortunately, I haven't spoken to him, but Gary Basil's in very good form with these horses, so he's a lucky guy. So just based on pure luck, I would put it in.
Yeah, I would add it in. It's come right down in distance, but it has run against some good horses in Joburg. My selection here, I quite like the look of number 3 here, Clyde, Wordsworth. Polyform, not bad. Second to Mediterranean Goddess, a couple of runs back. And the stable and Jockey are in very good form. And then I like Notorix and my big outsider here. I don't know if you know anything about this Jockey in Babu. Has he ridden any winners yet?
I think he's had one in, I don't know, I'm not sure. No, probably not. No, I don't think he has.
Well, if he can handle this horse, Clyde, from a 1 draw with 56.5 kilos, the run behind Project Runaway stands out, and at 25 to 1, this could be the upset in the race.
Okay.
So, 3 and 5 in the PA, 3, 4 and 5 in the Bible.
Well, the Appy Babu will be looking for his first winner. I see this season he's at 35 rides, 7 places, so he's got a 20% place strike rate. So there's something that you might want to consider. But in this race, we're taking some swingers and we're boxing 3, 4 and 5. Welcome back, everybody. Let's move on to our next race on the card that we're going to chat to Nino about. It's race 4. And whilst we do this on Tuesday morning, number 2 Smashing is the 2 to 1 favourite. 7 to 2 about number 5 Sweet Julia. Number 12 Paton Nagy is at 9 to 2. And number 4 String of Lights is at 7 or 8 to 1. It's 12 to 1 and better about the balance. Andrew Fortune is on Smashing for the Alan Creave stable. I see Hollywood Bets have got a couple in there, Smashing and Sweet Julia, and they're dominating the market at the moment. What's your view on Smashing this time round, Nino?
Yeah, I give it a chance, Clyde. You know what? It's a competitive race. I narrowed it down to 4 runners, and I've actually left Sweet Julia out only on the basis that she ran second to Swiss Paradise, and he ran a shocker last time. So the form hasn't been franked for me on Sweet Julia. Talking about Smashing, he got penalised a couple of points after his last run. And now he's carrying quite a heavy weight, 63 kilos, and jumping from quite an awkward draw at 9. So for that reason, I made number 4, String of Lights, with JC Burtis up from a 1 draw, my first choice. I do make Smashing my second selection. And then I like a horse called Commerson's Passion, I think at a very good price. And Paton de Niche, who ran a very good race last time out. So yeah, I narrowed it down to 2, 4, 10 and 12. But Sweet Julia obviously has to be included in bigger perms.
Thank you for that, Nino. Alan Greef has engaged Andrew Fortune to ride some of his horses now that Richard Fourie not riding. That's if you didn't know that. Andrew Fortune's picked up the ride here on Smashing. There's Nino's Jackpot. And as alluded to a little earlier, we're going to banker that horse, Green Ochre. Hollywood Bets Durban July week. Welcome everybody to Betway's Way to the Win. There's quite a lot going on when it go racing on Saturday out at Hollywood Bets Greyville. There are 3 jackpots. First one starts in race 1. There's another jackpot in race 5. And then there's a third jackpot in race 9. And then, of course, you've got 2 bipots on the day. So that starts in race 2. And then the next bipot starts in the July itself, race 7. Not forgetting that the July race offers, of course, that quartet carryover, which is bound to get to 10 million rand. And if you're into pick 6 as well, there's a pick 6 carryover, which is bound to get to 15 million. We've been asked to remind everybody, with it being a World Pool event, that with particular reference to the Hollywood Bets Durban July, if you place betting, that only the first 3 places apply, but the pools are going to be very, very big. Now, Nino, back to Quebec, where you've got this banker Green Ochre for us that Andrew Fortune's riding for. Alan Greef is priced up on at even money on Tuesday morning. You think that'll start deeper?
Yeah, I think it will, Clyde. I think it will start in the red come tomorrow race time. Definitely the horse to beat. I mean, have a look at the opposition. She's beaten. He has beaten Brookside. He has beaten American Pitbull, and I don't know Opera Verse. If she's 5.5 kilos better off with him at the weight. I mean, she's getting 5.5 from Green Ochre, but I don't quite know what her best distance is. I think she's better over the 1200. And this being an open maiden, maybe you got to respect her, but I think that Green Ochre, which is my best bet on the card, and we have to make a banker somewhere, so that's a banker I'm making. I think it'll be very hard to beat.
Okay, well then we'll be on the side of Green Ochre, who's having his 3rd start out at Fairview, and he's been holding his form pretty well. Andrew Fortune has picked up the ride, and we're taking our chances with Green Ochre, who Nino thinks may well shorten in the betting. Well, this does look like a competitive handicap. It's for fillies and mares, and with particular reference to them, you often get a result in a race like this. But Nino may well be going the other way. Well, he's told us earlier he is with a horse called Bretty. That is number 9 on the card, Cliffy Miller. Hope you're listening. Nino's back in your horse. Marco van Rensburg, who's riding when he gets the opportunity, he gets them home. And this daughter of Horizon. Her last start over the 14, she was a winner of that last start of hers. She's obviously looking to double up and go through with it. This particular 1400 again may well be to her liking. So with us doing this on Tuesday morning, Nino, Bretty's priced up 11-2.
Yeah, 11-2. I think that's a fair price. I think we're going to get a big run for our money. She's an improving 3-year-old Clyde. She's come to form last time out. Marco van Rensburg back. The way she runs, the draw's not going to matter. As you see, last time she was drawn 8 out of 13. Drawn 10 out of 11 is not a big concern because she comes from off the pace. So that will be fine. After that, it does get a bit competitive. I can make a case for quite a few horses here. My second choice would be number 8, Thread of Life. Colorama, always has to be respected over this course and distance. And then you got horses like Courageous, Blue Palace, Do Alone. I can cause an upset here with JC Bottas up on board. So yeah, it's either Bretty or otherwise we have to go wide here.
Okay, well, we'll be with you. I know you've studied the card long and hard. And in this trifecta, there's the 9 as your floater, or banker that is. Banker the 9 outright in that trifecta with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 10. All right, welcome back, everybody. Now we're having a look at race 7. Update on the market where they bet 4-1 the field. And one of those that's at 4-1 is King Rahul. If the run doesn't come too soon, this horse ran the other day, and an update in that form line ran 4th behind, where was it? Fourth behind a horse called Imaginable. Wasn't beaten too far, I don't think. About 3.5 or 4 lengths or something to that effect. Charles and Glorview rode it then. I see JC Burtis is there to ride it and take 4 kilos off of its back, and may well be the horse to beat here. Nina, what do you think of it?
Yeah, I give it a big chance. It all depends, like you say, Clyde, if the run hasn't come too soon. But you know what? Ziesman Woesthuizen, and he's a legend, man. He knows what he's doing. Remember Bosnay? He ran Bosnay, and another horse of his, I can't remember the name, within a week of each other, and they won. So he knows exactly what he's doing. So you've got to give it the utmost respect, especially from a 4 draw, and like you say, getting the 4 kilos off. But, this is a hard race for me. My first choice is number 7. I like number 7, Guarding the Wall. And then my second choice is number 10, Mr. Whistle. And then King Rahul. Those are the 3 horses I like. But I did go field in the Jackpot, Clyde, hoping if I get there, I might, or hopefully we can get a big result to make the Jackpot pay.
Okay, yeah, God in the World, big chance. I was looking at the Charlie Malone run. That's why I thought King Rahul. But you're correct, 7, 10, 13. That's what we're going to do here. We'll play it safe and take the swingers. Okay, the last one today, and the news this morning is that See It Again is not running in the Hollywood Bets Durban July. Unfortunately, that's been taken out. It does give litigation a chance. Spoke to Sean Terry this morning on Tuesday morning, and they're very happy to get that opportunity. He's put Grant van Niekerk on litigation, who now makes up the field for the Hollywood Bets Durban July. The last one on the card, this horse Walk on the Wild Side, is priced up at 15 to 10. I see they put Gareth Wright on this horse now. And Nino, for Alan Greef's stable, your yard, you'll have a better idea as to where Walk on the Wild Side, where she fits in here.
Yeah, I would, but I haven't spoken to him. Remember, it's Tuesday. So I usually speak to him on a Wednesday morning. So but I know the horse is highly rated in the stable. The only concern for me, Clyde, is that this horse has to be ridden in a certain way. Richard Fourie knows the horse like the back of. He knows exactly how to ride Walk on the Wild Side. Gareth Wright is having. He's taking up the duties on Walk on the Wild Side. I'm sure. Maybe he would have phoned Richard, or Alan will give him instructions. So, look, it's either Walk on the Wild Side, otherwise I get trappy. I'm going to back her up here because she's running. She's a 3-year-old carrying 62 kilos and running against hard knockers, horses like Flight Display, who's coming back over the right distance. And Lady Zaltonite with Robert Carty back up. He knows the horse well. I make them dangerous. And then not forgetting the stable companion, Woodland Glade, which I believe is sitting at about 20, 25 to 1 in the betting. That could cause a major upset. And the other horse is Zietsman's horse, 3 Cheers, with a very low weight. So in the end, you got to weigh it up. Are you going with Walk on the Wild Side, or are we going to add a few? It's up to the people. My only concern is that Richard is not riding it.
Yeah, and I see Trevor Reed's comments in the book as he agrees with you that she's a decent filly, but that she's not an easy ride. But if she gets a decent pace, she may well quicken, go past them. Interesting how we'll see how this all plays out. She does have quite a hefty weight to carry, so trifectas are the way to go, and we're boxing 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8.